Ja?
Ich glaube schon.
1, 2, 3, Polizei.
Alright, so we're at the IFKF Jam in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And with me here is Bart.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. I live all the way on the other side of the country, so for me it's about 2.5 hours,
Okay.
3 hours drive. And that's also the reason I didn't have time to prep my run.
Yeah, sure. He took part of the competition, but he didn't know prepping. Did you even warm up?
A little bit. I was warming up with, I had my baseball, just rolling my muscles, and I just was warming up to jam after the competition.
Okay.
And then the organization was like, yeah, can't you do something? I'm like, okay.
Please. Alright, I think we should blend in the jump that he did, like a huge running pre.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know. Yeah, it was cool.
Like, no warm up, no preparation. But yeah, you've been in the game forever. Like, how long? When did you start training?
2007.
2007. Okay, so more than 10 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you start?
I started parkour. How did I start parkour? I started before parkour. I was like a trampoline kid. My friend had a trampoline in his backyard, and I was always there. And then my parents were like, "Well, I guess we have to buy a trampoline." And then I was at home a lot, and they like that. And then I was doing all kinds of flips, and eventually I came to the point I was like, man, how cool would it be to do a backflip on the ground? That was my first parkour related thingy or freerunning, was to do a backflip on the grass or something.
Did you know about parkour?
No, I didn't know. I saw a skate video where Rodney Mullen, you know Rodney Mullen?
I think the guy that blends in.
The guy that does a lot of like floor tricks with his skateboard.
Yeah.
And he did a backflip in his in one of his videos on the floor. But I watched a lot of skating videos and I was very inspired by that. But then I wanted to do the backflip. So it started with the backflip, eventually I got it, and then I saw the movie Yamakasi with parkour and stuff, and that's how I started parkour. I was like, oh man, this is a thing, I gotta do this.
So the community at this time was fairly small. Mm-hmm. How do you think it changed until today?
It changed rapidly, but also in waves. It grows in a normal way, it grows naturally, but so fast. And I think nowadays a lot of people, I was watching videos yesterday with Paulo Tavares and Christian Harmat, like big names back in the day, you know. And I was watching videos with them yesterday of like 2008, and every year we skipped, like the parkour changed, like longer lines, cleaner stuff.
Is the favorite video?
I really like Shades a lot in 2012 or something like that kind of year. Shades a lot was
Creative.
so creative.
Yeah.
Doing like parkour really high level, but so creative, and I think that's my favorite kind of style. Is like parkour with creativity and then some boss flips too.
Alright.
Like my ideal line would be a parkour, like a flip, but the way you have to get to the flip can only be reached with parkour. So like you have to be really skilled at parkour to get to that one place where you can do that flip.
Okay.
So when I go to a spot, I usually think of what the spot is telling me, which moves are like the spot's telling me the moves to do, and then I'm training the moves until I can do it, instead of like, I want to do a con gainer, let's find a spot for a con gainer. I'd rather just go to a place, look at it, and then it comes to me like, this is what I should do here, and then I will do it there. But it can only be done there because of this ledge, of this wall or the rail. And that's why I feel like quite uninspired in gyms or setups. It's so it's like they made this so you can do these kind of moves, and you made this. And between that I'm trying to find the one thing they didn't think of, but I can do it.
Sick.
That's how I try to make my lines.
So while we're at favorites, what are your favorite shoes? Or what shoes do you wear at the moment?
Shoes. I'm wearing this Reebok Classic Nylon,
Okay.
and when you buy them new, they're quite bulky, but after like a month, it gets really soft. You can see like
True.
these are quite new still.
Okay.
But I really like them. Andis wears them as well,
Okay.
and
Oh,
Pedro.
that's a good sign.
Pedro wears them. Lewis, the Euroscott gang. We like it.
Oh yeah, I think so. Are there other things you do when you're not free running?
Oh yeah.
Doing parkour?
Well, skating sometimes and a lot of music.
Okay.
I've been into producing and I want to drop an album
Sick.
with beats and stuff.
Sick.
And my girlfriend's a singer, so I can record her in some songs as well. So I want to drop an album in April or May or something.
Sick. What type of music is that?
It goes all over the place, but it's like really nice hip hop beats with like bluesy guitar stuff. And
Do you play guitar? Or?
yeah, I play guitar.
Nice.
And then I record it in, and also with some piano or electric piano. And
Right.
I also do the drums sometimes. I record them loose, but mostly I make them on the computer. But
Nice. We should jam sometime.
yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. I'm into that.
Yeah, sure, sick. So you said the community is changing, and there are always new waves of people.
Yeah.
So, is there someone that's like new in the game that you would say, well, he kills it?
Yeah, I mean, like, look at what's happening in England right now.
Yeah.
It's just insane. It's like a second England wave of insane Motus kids, you know? Like these Motus guys are pushing it. And even here, like if you saw Sibe, he's from my part of the country, and I trained with him now for a year or something.
Okay.
And within that year, he was 15 when I met him, and now he's 16. But he's doing stuff that I never did, like strides that I've been like, whoa. And when I was 16, I wasn't even there yet, you know, like. And I really hope they keep pushing it like this. But just the mindset, there's no fear yet and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you think the mindset has changed?
I was talking yesterday with Chris and Paulo as well about when we were watching the videos, you feel like a lot of fun vibes and a lot of just exploring what your movement can do. And right now I feel like if you go to a spot that is known, then people are like, I have to one up this spot, I have to do something that nobody did. And that's kind of the mindset now, because the sport is progressing so fast. Everybody's like, want to put myself out there, and so a lot of people are trying to push themselves, and it's good for the sport. But I feel sometimes I have to take a step back and just have fun and relax and try not to do the hardest stuff. And then I really enjoy the sport a little bit more. And then sometimes I feel in a very good day, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna push it today, and I'm really doing some good stuff. But I think enjoying your movement, your body, the spots, just is so important to keep having fun and have to be inspired.
Do you think the competition kind of kills the fun, or?
No, not really. If that's what's important to you, it might kill the fun sometimes. But like I showed up here and I had like no pressure for myself. I was like, maybe I'll do it, maybe not, and I don't know. There's competitions that are important to me because I want to prove myself to myself. Because, for example, the first time I did Art of Motion was 2013, and I fell because I wanted to do all kinds of stuff I never did. I was like, I'm here at this stage, I have to bring it. And then I didn't bring my own style. And then in 2016 I was like, just relax, do your thing and have fun. And then it worked out.
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah, and then last time, I felt really good, my body felt super good, and I had a good line, and I just made one stupid mistake, but I had fun during the run, and I'm not disappointed at all, because everything I did, but everything that went well, went really well, and I'm really happy. So, as long as you can, you give it a place for yourself.
Yeah.
It's not the most important thing to me. To me, it's moving and inspiring other people and inspiring myself mostly.
All right. So you travel a lot.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite spot or a favorite city you have for parkour?
Yeah, man. It partly has to do with the weather, but Lisbon is one of my favorite
I thought
places.
so.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been coming in Portugal since I was little, since I was 5, because my grandmother moved there. And then just Luis and Pedro became really good friends of mine, and I've been going there a lot. But the weather, the vibe of the city, everything is really cheap, and the spots are easy to reach with public transport, and the spots are amazing, and therefore just the overall vibe is perfect. But in Belgium, Louvain-la-Neuve is also like has a magical vibe to it as well. And there's certain places I really like. Yeah.
Now, is traveling a part of parkour for you?
Yeah. I have to say the last few months I've been traveling a little less because I'm spending a little more time with my family. But I'm able to keep the spirit alive. But traveling is definitely a big part, and you have to do it at least once, like a lot. To know yourself, to know your community, to just... Sorry for all the happening. It's okay. Kom, snel.
Often when you travel to events. Is there a favorite event of yours? Or what's the best event you've ever been to?
Actually, For the Love Movement Winter is one of my favorite events.
Okay.
Because it's winter and everybody actually stays at the event and is spending time with each other besides doing all the jumps. You get to know everybody really well, and you get time to talk to some people, and not everybody is going off doing their own thing. That's really nice.
Okay, so and last question, because I'm really interested in that. You make a living of parkour.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a pro athlete and one of the few in the world who can actually live off it, I guess.
Yeah.
How hard is that?
It is really hard, and sometimes you have really good months, and but then it's really like empty for a while sometimes. But I can explain you how I make money with parkour. So before, I used to teach 1 day a week. For that 1 day I would teach 6 hours that day, and doing that once a week would pay my rent, and then everything else would be like so I could pay the gas in my car and buy food, whatever. But yeah, you have to be happy with less to start with, and then you can build from there. But now parkour is getting so big, and it's getting picked up by brands like Samsung and Red Bull, and they're seeing opportunities. So there's going to be more and more opportunities to live from parkour. And now I have Tempest and Samsung that pay me a monthly salary, and it's like a base income. But besides that, I'm doing like side jobs, and because I have a nice Instagram following, I get to do some campaigns, or I have a video project here or there, and that really helps. And I stopped teaching because purely I wanted to use that time to train. And the more time I get to train, the more I can progress. You're like, he's done a lot of these jobs, we want to do more with him, he has experience, we see what he can do. And it's very, I've grown so much as a business person as well. I'm saying no to so many things. You have to know your own price, kind of. And some things that I'm like, I just ask for a little more money, and often you get surprised. Treat yourself like how you see yourself. So if you see yourself as, I want to become a pro athlete, I want to be this, you should treat yourself like that. You should warm up good. You should, like stretch it. You should eat good, and take it seriously if you want to make a living of it. And for me, of course, it started as fun, but once I knew also I was going to be a father. Eventually, we're bringing the sport to like a really big, serious level where, maybe eventually it will be Olympic, And the question is, do we want that or not? I'm not the one to judge, but the fact that we get to that point is really amazing. Yeah. So that's how I make a living right now. Yeah.
Thanks for the advice.
Sick, man. Enjoy, success everybody. Great time doing parkour. Eat bananas.
Most important.
Und Kartoffeln.
Even more important.